Welcome to the life and times of Uncle Joe. Hawk and I are going to take a little drive and assess for you each of our pastures to determine and to explain what we're trying to do with our grazing process here on the farm. This is the west section of our new place. It's about 10 acres or so, about that anyway, and we left the cows, all 13 head of them, in here for 30 days. And then after that, and if you look at the previous video that I published on mowing, I came in and I mowed down all of the higher stuff in order to get sunlight to the grass that is growing now. You can see that there's still lots of grass here, and the cows now are in the east section of this new place, and I'll show that to you in a moment. We intend to burn that pile of brush there in front of you someday, whenever we get time and the weather's right. If you look closely, you can tell that in this west section there's primarily Bermuda in the first section we drove, and here where we are right now, it's orchard grass and fescue. In the spring, there's lots of Johnson grass, and of course the cows cherish that. On the other side of that white electric fence there is where the cows are now. That's the east side of the new place, and they have been in here for 15 days. And I'm keeping a close watch on it to make sure we don't need to feed them any hay, but it looks good right now, and I'm going to try to keep them in there until January the 1st of next year. Of course, we keep out plenty of minerals, and also a tub, a protein mineral tub, so they're looking pretty good. No loss of flesh at this point that I can tell. This back section here has a lot of blue stem, and that is the higher dry stuff that you see, but it also has Bermuda, especially at the far east side, and again in the spring lots of Johnson grass. Now we're coming up on the cows, and I want you to notice that they're in good flesh, good condition. I haven't seen any loss of condition since we've kept them in here. They'll stay a couple of more weeks, and then we'll move them into that section just on the other side there. We're going to drive that next section here in just a minute and see what's in it. We're now in that next section I just spoke of. We call this the northeast pasture, and you can see lots of blue stem out here, and that's primarily what it is. A few years back we baled it and made over 40 bales. It's looking good, and my hope is that this will graze all 13 head of the cows and baby calves all during January. So at this point I'm thinking no hay at least through January. We're now going into the next pasture. We refer to this as the southeast pasture, and there has been nothing in here since early in the spring, so about 7 or 8 months since anything has set a foot in here. And my plan is to bring the cows from that northeast section after January into here during February. Now that's going to all depend upon how successful they are in that northeast pasture, being able to stay there all through December. If they can, then hopefully this field will last them through February. We'll see. We are now in the lease place, the front of it. The lease place borders our home place on the south side. We have done nothing in this little section but to bale it, and we're thinking about now, we'll need to put up an electric fence if we do so, but we're thinking about putting a couple of grass-fed steers in here, but we'll have to put up an electric fence on 3 sides. see the round bales up there in front that we cut off of this section and off of the center section, which we're going into right now. Now we have grazed this section along with the back part. These two front sections probably have 3, maybe 4 acres apiece in them. Not sure, but we'll drive the back section in just a moment, which we grazed for over a month, and it had lots of blue stem and lots of Bermuda grass and other grass, and it lasted the cows for quite a while. Now we have a gate between this section and the far back east section, which we left open, and they were able to come in here or back into this section we're going to right now at their pleasure. Now this back section, the whole place is 15 acres, so I'm figuring this back section is probably 10 acres, but just to the right there's a lot of brush and a big pond that won't hold water, so that cuts out an acre, maybe 2. So they had a lot of grazing in here. Now probably what I'll do, and I haven't done it yet because I may use this as a test, but I may either come in here and mow this down like I did over on the new place, or just let it grow and fall over on its own and see which section is the most prosperous for us. Not sure we'll get any more grazing out of this section until the coming spring, but this grass will get good by the springtime. We're now looking at what we call the Bermuda field, and we're keeping 4 head plus a baby calf in here. They've been in here a month or so. We're trying to get them to graze down all that taller Bermuda. Not being real successful, but they are working on it, and we're keeping out a protein tub and a mineral block for them to make sure they get plenty of nutrition. But normally we cut this and make good hay because it's primarily a Bermuda field, and we'll make 20-25 bales a year if we can get in there and cut it in the spring. But this last spring it was so wet we couldn't even get in here. Leave comments and let me know what you think about our grazing plan and rotation.